Fresh off a trip across the pond to Twin City Apeldorn, Netherlands, Burlington Mayor Marianne Meed Ward is back overseas once again. Now, this time, the City of Burlington was accepted to an educational trip to Helsinki, Finland. Previous that is, to hopping on a plane, the mayor explained the purpose of the trip in our weekly update.
Well, this was an incredible opportunity that our city recreation staff noticed, that 880 Cities and some other organizations, and of course 880 Cities, their name comes from the notion that if you build your city to accommodate an 8-year-old and an 80-year-old, you've got a good city. And they are trying to help municipalities, especially suburban type municipalities where we have this single story acres of parking condition where you need a car to get around, to convert to more walkable, transit friendly, cycling friendly. So our staff applied for to be participating in this study tour. It is all expenses paid, so no cost to the taxpayer for this if you qualify, and we did. They like what we're doing here in Burlington. They like some of the projects that we're talking about with trails and parks and community centers. And they wanted one of the elected officials to go, the mayor in this case. So myself and some staff are going, getting on a plane in a couple of days. By the time this airs, I will probably be there. And they have us working all day, every day for like 7 days. We will be literally cycling around, we will be walking, we will be studying what they do to bring back those ideas. So it's a working trip, but it is paid for by the sponsoring organizations.
Now, I think it's going to be just about as you return, but let's talk the Touch a Truck event, May 24th, Mainway Arena. The public is invited to, well, like it says, touch a truck and other such equipment. Why does the city put this on every year?
I think it's to really open up to the public something that they see these trucks going around our streets. They're the leaf pickup and the lawnmowers and all of that stuff. And, I have 3 kids, they're older now, but I can tell you they loved trucks and machinery and all of that. And there's a fascination with it, but it's a way for us to talk about some of the other things that we do, but open up our yard where we keep all this equipment to the public to say, come on in and see what we do and learn a little bit about the municipal services that we provide, and literally touch a truck, get a picture with a truck, and meet some of our road crew. And they're great people, and it's always a wildly successful day. And I encourage people to get out. It's an open house, drop in whenever it works for you and get a picture with a truck.
And then on the Monday after you get back, so perhaps a little jet lagged, hopefully not for this one, at the Burlington Performing Arts Center, May 26th, the next installment of the Mayor's Speaker Series. The guest is Councillor and Deputy Mayor of Housing, Shauna Stolte. This time, though, the topic, tackling the housing crisis in uncertain times. This is a big one. Are you planning on solving the housing crisis that night?
We are going to certainly talk about how we might move that forward, yes. And we have 2 panelists in addition to Councillor Stolte and myself, Dave Ionico from the West End Home Builders, and Jim Dunn, who does, among many other things, research and data, because just knowing where you are, where you need to get, is critically important if you want to get there. And so we're going to talk about some of the challenges. And this sector was already challenged heading into 2025 with high interest rates, supply chain. There was uncertainty. There was a lot of extra housing on the market in the condo sector, people not investing anymore. So the investor market going away, how does that affect new condos? And that's mostly what Burlington is slated for, just because we're not building into our greenbelt. But then you add on top of that the tariff discussion, and steel is used obviously in construction. And it just has this cascading effect. So it is even more uncertain than when we thought about this as a topic. And so we'll get sort of the real world. This is why it's difficult to build housing. What are the opportunities? And it's everything from we call it ARUs, accessory residential units, what people used to colloquially call basement apartments, everything from that up to condos. And there's a lot of opportunity in some of those smaller ARU, missing middle, the townhouse, 4 units, which you can do as of right in most cities in Ontario now, so including Burlington. So it's really trying to think outside the box, and we really hope that the folks who come, we always have an interactive component, so people can ask questions, they can make comments. We don't get to them all. At our last meeting, we had over 60, but we record them. We use an app, we record it, and then we provide feedback to folks, and they can see all of the comments after the evening. So we're hoping for a really robust conversation, and every conversation is a step toward a solution.